Good morning, good afternoon, good night. This is Nuna, coming to you not live. How's that for an intro? Yes, we are here by my lonesome because I lost my gameplay for Chapter 2 for Corpse Party. So I decided to make a slideshow to upload for all my YouTubers, my YouTube people, sorry. See, I'm not used to streaming by myself. And as a result, my phone sound is still on. Yeah, we're here so I can give you this, I don't know how many slide presentation of how long, of what went down during my stream. Some of you might already know this and some of you might not. This game's super old, but regardless, I decided to do this anyways. So, our protagonists were Yoshiki Kishinuma, Ayumi Shinozaki, and Yui Shishido, who was our teacher. Was. Yeah, those are three we start with in Chapter 2 in Class 1A. And we kind of start off with, I think Naomi was still coming to terms with Seiko dying. And then so we hear her screaming. And then it starts off with Naomi's scream, and then I believe that's we hear Ayumi's just panicking. You know, she's like hyperventilating, Yui's trying to calm her down, Yoshi's trying to calm her down. Until Yui makes the choice to, hey, you guys stay here, and I will go look for Naomi. Which she doesn't get very far, because then she gets crushed by a malevolent spirit, who, wow, coincidentally doesn't like teachers. What a way to run into a spirit for the first time in this. And then, she goes through that, and they decide, Miss Yui's taking a while. We should go look for her. Ayumi's idea mostly, and Yoshiki's like, well, alright, I guess we're gonna have to go. Sorry, I'm kind of blocking Ayumi, aren't I? But she's peeking. We can kind of see her. I didn't think I'd block her. Oops. Anyways, so as we keep going, and we're going through all the, throughout the school, getting the ID tags. It's my goal to try to get all of them. To get the ID tags and, just exploring the school throughout. Ayumi's kind of losing it, and she's starting to get possessed. Or things are getting into her. She's saying things that doesn't make sense. And then she just snaps out of it. And she's like, huh? What are we doing here? But anyways, throughout, I flubbed and I made my mistake. I accidentally looked in his eyes, which I will say, most of these images I pulled off YouTube or Google because I lost my actual gameplay. So this is nothing of this stuff is mine. I lost it. But yeah, this, here, I looked into little boy's eyes, which we can see here. It's kind of creepy. And I got my first roll again, which consisted of, I guess Yoshiki being buried alive, essentially. He's suffocated in dirt. Probably a really bad way to go. But we keep going, and we finally get our way into the bathroom. And here we can kind of see the little black mark, which, if we do remember, is where Naomi was here, and then Seiko was in this stall, if you remember. So Ayumi, she approaches, and then she starts freaking. And then, this is when Ayumi starts to hear, Naomi just screaming for Seiko, and this is the point where Ayumi kind of snaps. She loses it. She runs out, and she's just speaking nonsense. She's gone. So this is where we get our second bad ending. I chose the wrong line of dialogue the first time. And so Yoshiki goes to the stairs. We go through the whole, the little backstory of how Yoshiki and Ayumi kind of really first started talking because their gym teacher is kind of a weirdo. And so Ayumi approaches him from behind, shoves him down the stairs, and as a result, he starts bleeding out, which I believe was because his rib bones broke and punctured his lungs as he fell. And the last thing he sees is Ayumi laughing at him as he's dying. So that's how we get ending number 2. But then again, we go back, we get the right way, because that's the only way the game can really progress. We can see the little moment here with them. But we'll move forward with them. Also, Ayumi was just bothered by this afterward, but she doesn't remember, so I guess we can forgive her. Now we keep going, and then we finally find Mayu, who is playing with the kids. And after trying to argue with Mayu to get away from them, the kids are like, nah, we're keeping her. So they just kind of levitate her in this trance. I'm not really sure why she didn't run. But they keep her here, so they run out of the, because the infirmary is cursed. The infirmary is just a cursed room. So they get out of there, they try to come up with a plan, and this is where we meet Naho Sayanoki, who is a occult teen writer, I believe, if I'm remembering right. An icon too, because she's a high schooler. But she's dead apparently, and she's stuck in the school like everyone else. But maybe because she's spiritually there as an occult writer, she has like a whole form rather than just being a little blue-red spirit. But it is through here that we learned that there's one that Naho was the one who put out the Sachiko Ever After charm. So that raises suspicions for me. And two, this is where we also learn to appease the little kid spirits. We need to find repentance from the killer, so that they'll let Mayu go. So we make the attempt. We find the doll's head and body. And it says, I'm sorry to do that to you. This was a terrible thing. So we think, okay, great. We can ask for repentance now. So we go back to the infirmary. We show them the doll, and Ayumi's pleading with them calmly to just let Mayu go and to go back to their parents. But if we remember, we can't move on from here, the school. So I don't think it works regardless. So they run out of the room with Mayu. We hear Mayu scream, and then Yoshiki and Ayumi go out, and we find out the source of the splatter from chapter 1. I don't know what else to call Mayu in this state besides a splatter. Awkward, isn't it? But yeah, they basically threw Mayu at such speeds that her body just kind of got destroyed here. But yeah, this is what happens to Mayu. And from here, Ayumi is frustrated. She panics. She runs. And as Yoshiki tries to call out to her, he gets bonked in the head by this guy. I think this is the teacher. The teacher that killed the kids. So, that's fun. And by some miracle, Miss Yui's alive. Which is pretty crazy, all things considered. So she basically makes a deal to go and help, with the spirit. Let me go. I'll go find my students. I care about you. And I think that's what happens. But we don't actually get to play her anymore. And I think that's where chapter 2 ends. There's my chapter 2 corpse party summary. I mean, it's not actual gameplay content, but I didn't want to leave a gap in the whole playlist list. So, for what it's worth, I hope this was funny at the very least. If not, if you watch this, actually, thank you, because good lord, this was really silly to even make. But thank you for watching this impromptu chapter 2 corpse party, because I didn't want to leave gaps. And I hope to see you on Twitch, or I hope you'll keep enjoying my content on YouTube.